Alright, here is my market recap for April 5th. Now let's look at this higher time frame here. And we had this day here. This was back on Monday, where it looked like price was going to continue going up higher. I figured until this composite VPOC of 4163. That's a consolidation. I drew a flexible volume profile on. I can go here to the day chart and show you. So basically, get this thing to. Yeah, so basically, it's from here. Yeah, so you follow my cursor here to here. This box, you can see the outline. There's the hollow VP right there. So that was kind of your consolidation back and forth, the way I saw it. So we had 4163, and I was looking at it, and I was going, okay, that's a place it could test. And now it's starting to come back down. So we have another one of these NVPOCs at 4080. There's 4041, 4010, 4000, 3956, 3893. Those are common areas where price could retest back to. And look, here I have another one. There's another composite. See if that thing will show up properly. Okay, well, let's get the idea with that. So I'll go in here to a 5-minute chart. So that's kind of the rundown of the higher time frame. And you know, we have 39 and then 63 still as targets going up. All of these other orange ones, 80, 41, 10, 3,000, no, 4,000 right there, 39.56 going down. Do you see any kind of patterns here? It's hard to tell. This is a point where it could, see, this acted kind of as support when it came back and touched it right here. On our day type here is a low, looks like low in range. And you know, I had a variety of things to do, so I just observed today. I had a pretty bad day trading on Monday. That was just really horrible. I was just out of alignment. It was somewhere around here during that big drop on Monday. I really got my butt kicked, big time. I kept trying to go longs, thinking I'd just seeing points of reversal. That's when I get myself killed. I make really bad moves trying to go counter trade, counter trend. So I don't have the level of skill necessary to operate in that environment. The best thing I can do is try to get in alignment with the higher trend. That seems to be when I do much better. So, so I've been working on my trading, just figuring out, hey, what am I doing wrong here? I also need to get on board with the statistics, get that going. It's hard for me to come up with, okay, what is my question and how am I going to gather it? I also need to get better with Excel. Yeah, that's a big one. That seems like almost a requirement for trading, is that you can put together at least simple statistic sheets with Excel, so you can track all your stuff. I know there's some software. There's quite a few different pieces of software that track things, and I have Trade-O-Vate, so that just automatically tracks all your stuff, all of your performance statistics. But then there's more statistics like how does price move between these levels? When do they get touched and all that? And so I need to do better with that. I just have had a lot of personal stuff going on. I won't go into that I'm having to deal with lately. So it's I'm trying to juggle around a lot of things. But anyway, I'll go into Bookmap here. And today's the same kind of deal. It's just there's a little responsive buying at the beginning of the session, that first 20 minutes or so. And then what are we looking at up here? See, here they put on this 200. They put this on that looks like it pulled. Didn't look like it filled there. Got this liquidity coming up. They're putting another 200 onto this. Then they pulled 209. And you have a lot less there. Then at that point, looks like your liquidity's down here. So where is price likely to go when you don't have liquidity up here? You have participants waiting to get filled at these levels. So here you've got 4110, you've got 4103. Let me see what the IB high and low was. Okay, I'm going to mark these down here. So there's that one, there's IB low. There's your IB high, which I'm trying to have a wider. I found I had a statistical edge of about 55% doing the IBF, IBC trades. With the sample size I collected, that was about 25, which that's might not be a large enough sample. It's hard to isolate exactly what the triggers are. A lot of times I'm, just going by the gut feel of it, which is not good if I want to stay in this long term. And I'm trying to figure out ways of how can I simplify this. And I may need to go back to the PDFs in the Bookmap Discord Traders Lab. Look for a trade that's a little simpler, will suit me a little better. I want something where I can look at the higher time frame and be like, I'm going to stay in alignment with what the higher time frame's saying when I'm operating here inside a Bookmap. And, something I have a little bit of issues with is, these high liquidity fills. It's like filled there, buy absorption. There's a lot of buyer activity going off right there, but it's still too weak, and it goes all the way through here, all through here. See, I zoom out. See, it goes through all of this stuff, so it can kind of shows you an indication, they're getting filled. You're getting stop runs. These sellers, they're either backing out or buyers are ready to step in, or a combination of both. And you get down here, and you see this looks like a brick wall, almost like a liquidity wall. You wanted to call it that. But here's a Traders Lab setup. So our higher time frame context is down, and here it's 742, so you have the IB form. So you have here 1325. So this all comes up, retests it. Looks like you're running out of buyers right here, and the context is down, so you could try getting in here, but if you did, then what is that? That's 1225. It's 1425. So if you did get in here, you could you wouldn't be taken out if you had a 3-point stop there. See that went up 2 points and tested this volume here. You notice right here, 14, you have there's a high volume node there. And this is where there's not much volume. That typically means a strong move to somewhere where there previously was volume. And you have all of these fills, which you can get chopped up in that and think, okay, it's going to come down here, fill, go back up towards these targets. These are pretty common. And sorry, I keep talking, my cigar keeps going out. I occasionally like to sit here and have a cigar when I go over these things. It's a pretty good one. It's an Oliva Saison. I love the Oliva Serie O cigars. Those are great ones. This is more of a budget, but hey, it's still an Oliva, and I got a good deal on it. So if I slow down a little bit when I'm talking in these videos, just because I'm taking a few puffs off my cigar. It's kind of nice, helps you sit there and relax and think about things. But anyway, let's look at this thing here. Why did it maybe turn around? It doesn't look like this stuff filled. You have a little stop divergence here. You see any big icebergs? That's a big one. Look at that, there's a 2000. You come down here, there's not much. I'm not sure how to interpret that. You do have you do have some stop divergence. Here, look, 610. Look at these numbers getting smaller. Those numbers are getting smaller and smaller. So that did produce a move up higher. Then your volume point of control moved down, and here you have another chance at an IBC trade. So you have here, and you have a target down way lower, 4100, and think that, let me see if there was anything lower as a target. Well, for today, that was let's see, where was that? 14. Yeah, 14 down to basically down to 4100. That could be another one. You could go to 4107. It's another place there could be a support there. 4109. At that point, it's not much of an asymmetrical trade anymore. It's for example, I use a 2-lot. It's my configuration. That's what we discuss in the Traders Lab. And that's what I've been practicing as my minimum configuration. The first lot is to scale, so I get myself risk neutral. It's to pay for the potential loss of the second one. And sometimes you get popped on both of them, but you're keeping the risk on each one fairly small. And I'm just really weak on statistics, and I need to. A hard thing is how the hell do I even gather it properly? How do I do it? There's not all that many materials out there that tell you, hey, how do I put the statistics together? And I want to keep it as simple as I can, so that I'm just like, okay, here's my probability, and here's my particular setup I've worked out, and I know I can make money in the long run when all these random interactions. There's common behaviors, but all these rotations are random. Then you can get bizarre fundamental inputs. We've had a lot of wacky stuff going on since COVID, really. But last year and this year, Now there's a whole banking industry crisis going on. The Feds had to bail them out, similar to when the Great Recession happened in '08 and '09. And, we have the war in Ukraine going on. We have China potentially trying to take over Taiwan. There's a big threat of an invasion there, and the U.S. Navy might not be able to stop them. If they decide to do that, they could pretty much go right into Taiwan and just take them by force. At this point right now, they have the world's largest navy. So the U.S., they could fight it to a stalemate, but it'd be very bloody. So just have to hope that China sees what's going on with Russia and decides, hey, this is not in our best interest here. We can put together our own facilities for manufacturing microprocessors. That's a big part of why they want to go to Taiwan. It's for all the facilities and the personnel that can create microprocessors and transistors and things of that nature. So let's take a look at what kind of events went on today. So, economic calendar. So it was this stuff came out early, on Pacific time, so I wasn't even awake at this point. This is a little bit before I usually get up around 5. Yeah, this was around 4. It's really early. These are they're 1-star events. This one's a big deal, non-farm. You have these ones, they're moderate volatility expected. You had all these news events and stuff, so that when I see this kind of stuff going on till 7:30, I don't want to be anywhere in this, because there could just be some big money that can just plop a big ass order onto the liquidity, and the thing can just shoot right past your stops like in a second. So I want to just wait until that. You know what you're doing. There's and you can operate in that. There's potentially very good money to be made. But I would have waited until 7:45 after all of this news and crap is gone. Because I'm just a small fry. I'm trying to, make a few $100 a day. Maybe on a really good day, make a make 1,000 or something. I'd be thrilled if I could do that on a semi-regular basis. It's all random though. And what does our playbook say? So we were lower in range. This is kind of what it looked like. Let's click that one. Let's put them side by side here. So you can see that kind of roughly is what it looked like. It was down most of the day, and then I was saying I wouldn't want to get in here until 7:45 or something, but it didn't really offer much the rest of the day. I mean, you have that there, IBC, and then down to here, which if you do it right, you could make around 9 or 10 points. So that's a good one. If you can spot this bottom, which is really dangerous, and I get myself and I can get my butt kicked when I go counter trend. So I'm just reevaluating that, because I did so bad on Monday. just everything I did went wrong. And I broke my rules. I'm glad it was in simulation because that was something like $1,300. You know, with real money, I would set my loss limit around 600. You know, if I had a funded account, they have their own rules depending on which subscription you get. So, and I need to get this thing to where this will translate these tags into Bookmap. I have to do something with Excel to get that to work. I has to translate it from one form into another and then into Bookmap. That's a real headache, and support was not very helpful on how to do it either. And I'm not a software programmer, so that's still trying to figure that one out. But anyway, that's see anything else here. See if we got another lower in range. Let's see, both of these lower in range, they kind of suggest, hey, it's going to continue to head down. It's basically what you're looking at. So today I would have just been looking for, you know, where can I get short? And then unfortunately after about, what is this, 10:15 or so, just you don't have much to go on here. Like there's that. There's point of control 15. And then down to 10, it's like, you know, a lot of this range is, you know, sit back and watch it because how do you, you know, 10 points, that's, you know, even 8 to 10 points, you know, that's a decent move. So I get in somewhere around here, or even somewhere, you know, maybe, I think we looked at 745, there's a good one going down. That would have been like the prime one of the day, doing an IBC here, or an IBC around here again, going down. So I would have been looking for shorts. You know, and now we have two open targets up here. We have this area 30, you know, call it roughly 30 to 32, whatever. And that could be where there's a little resistance going up, where it could go up to 30, come back down, and then we test some of these lower targets. So we have a NVPOC here 4080, which hasn't been tagged yet. So that's about all I have for now. Let me see. Yeah, so that was basically it. It was just, you know, try to find any opportunity to get short. Like here, IBC, it's a Trader Lab structured trade. IBC. Let me see where it ended up. Now we have this going on again, liquidity fill, and then it is get the buyers starting to wake up, retest this liquidity fill, and a bunch of buyers jump on board. And you can see here, it's still loading it. But basically you can see, look, it's just wiggling. I mean, this is a potential long, but where's your target going to be? Is it going to be up here? You know, VWAP, and then here, you know, at this point I wouldn't be looking for IBF. Higher context is down. Higher time frame context is down. But you see how these structures get tested. There's a structure. Right here that bounced off the high volume node, went up, tested there, you know, that could have been where it goes down again. You know, here, up to here, back down. And then we have this VPOC here. This is all just high volume, and let's see if that's an IBC. It's 13 down to 10. That's I wouldn't do that. That just what's your return on that going to be? It's just, I would kind of disqualify it there. So see just a bunch of pretty tight range. What am I going to do with a couple of points here? And this could possibly be one, but then you have these other obstacles in the way, which make it look like I would not want to do that. But you know, I guess that about covers everything. I've been going on for a half hour now, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down for the night. So see y'all next time.